And here are the ingredients for the sweet potato black bean chili. So I have here some frozen sweet potatoes. I decided to get this and make it a lot easier for me. If you have a large sweet potato, that's all you need. It's 1 cup of the whole kernel corn. I have a medium onion, 2.5 cups of water, two 15-ounce cans of the diced tomatoes, as well as two 15-ounce cans of the black beans. And then here are my seasonings. We want the liquid smoke, but if you don't have that, you can still just use the smoked paprika. Then I'll have my salt, garlic powder, chili powder, and my ground coriander. I am using this in lieu of the cumin, but I do not have that, so I'm just going to use this. But the recipe does call for cumin. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll chop up my onion and we'll throw it here in my Dutch oven. And we don't have to cut these just really small. We kind of want the chunks, so just whatever you prefer. And we're just going to move these aside. Now, let's go ahead and add my diced tomatoes. I'm just going to add them here. And you can get a large can of the diced tomatoes as well as the black beans, but this is all the grocery store had, so I just grabbed the 2 cans, the 15-ounce cans. Okay, so we're gonna throw that in. Let me grab my corn. I'm gonna add 1 cup of frozen corn, and you can use canned corn, I believe. I don't think it'll cause a problem, but I always use just frozen. Kind of watch the salt intake. Then I'm gonna add in my black beans, and these were rinsed. No, we're gonna start doing a Meatless Monday here in our house, so this is a perfect recipe for that. So I'm gonna add in my chopped onions. I am going to add in my 2.5 cups of water. Now for my sweet potatoes that are frozen, I'm gonna add this whole 10-ounce bag. You can see that here. 10-ounce bag of the sweet potatoes. Now these do not, of course, have the skin. If you use a sweet potato, which I normally do, I like to use the skin on. So if you're using a sweet potato that you're cutting up, just leave the skin on. I'm going to go ahead and add these in. And now we're going to add the seasoning. Chili powder, garlic powder, smoked paprika. This is a game changer. And I'll have all the measurements in the description box. And my coriander that I'm using in lieu of the cumin. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of my kosher salt. I'd rather just add a little and then add more at the end. Okay? And that is it. We're going to put this top on and allow it to cook. Since my sweet potatoes are already, they're frozen and they're not the fresh ones, we don't have to cook it as long. So I would estimate maybe 35 minutes. Typically, if you use the raw sweet potato and you cut that up with the skin, it's going to take about an hour. So I'm going to cover this and I'll be right back. How did I forget my liquid smoke? We have to add this in. All right, and now we're ready to cook. I'm going to go ahead and stir this. You see my sweet potatoes here are frozen. I'm just going to give it a quick toss. It smells so good, the spices alone. And that liquid smoke. That's Layla back there. It is snowing here, and she is really wanting to go back outside. So once I get this started, we're going to take her out. All right, guys. So I'm going to let this cook. I'm going to bring it to a boil first, and then we're going to let this cook for about 35 minutes. Okay, my friends, you see this is starting to come to a boil. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this a quick stir. And now Since again, my potatoes are the frozen potatoes, I may not have to cook this as long. So I'm going to start off with 25 minutes on medium to medium high heat. Okay, and then I'm going to come back and check it because I don't want my sweet potatoes too mushy at all. I like my chili kind of drier, so if you want it like a soup like consistency, I would check it probably within 20 minutes or so just to see if you like that. But I'm gonna just set my timer for 25 minutes. Okay, it has been 25 minutes and this is what we're looking like. It's a little soupy for my taste, so I'm just going to cover and allow it to cook for another 10 to 15 minutes. It has been 15 minutes later and here we are. This is the consistency that I really like. It is so delicious and it's perfect for a busy weeknight dinner. I hope you enjoyed this and let me know if you give it a try. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.